Hey, welcome back to this channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about the 5 best books for an investor when you start investing, or even if you are to elevate you on your investing journey. When you stay until the end of the video, I'm also going to give you 2 bonus books that's going to help you to then enhance your investing experience. So let's get to it. My name is Stefan, and in these videos we talk about investing and give you the information to be a much better investor. The 5 best books that I chose today was not an easy task because I've read quite a lot of books on investing and I really like a lot, but these books help me get started and understand investing in a much better light. So the 5 books, you can see some pictures of them here. There's a famous saying that in 5 years from now, you'll be the person you are because of the books you read and the people you meet. Now, the people you meet, I might not have a big influence in, but the books you read, I hope that you will take at least one of these books and read it, or maybe you have read it before, and you can put a comment down below and let me know what you thought about them, and maybe you have some other books that you can recommend to me. I would really love to read them. And yeah, let's go to it. The first book I have here is Poor Charlie's Almanac, and it was done by Charlie Munger, or not done by him, but it was his talks that he's done all around the world. He's done some at Harvard, at Stanford Law School, and many USC, UCS, and they took that and they combined it into a book. And this one is not so much on how to invest or investing advice, but this is the psychology of investing. And Warren Buffett said investing is more a temperamental thing, so to get your emotions in check. And this book will definitely help you and see the mistakes that investors make when they are too irrational, too emotional when it comes to investing. Some of his famous quotes is to a man with a hammer, all problems look like a nail. So if you have one, this quote, you can do whatever, you can think about this quote the way you want, but I really like this quote of Charlie. Another thing that he says, and why I wanted to make this video, is this is for him in his life. He says, in my whole life I have known no wise people over a broad subject matter area who didn't read all the time. None, zero. You'd be amazed at how much Warren reads and how much I read. My children laugh at me. They think I'm a book with a couple of legs sticking out. Now, Warren is Warren Buffett, and Charlie Munger is the vice principal or vice president of Berkshire and Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company. In this book, you'll find the talks that he's done, that Charlie Munger has done. He took Coke business and he inverted it. He also loves to say Jacobi, the guy that invented algebra. He says that in investing also say invert, always invert, meaning taking a business and working it back, taking a problem and working it back. So he took Coca-Cola and said, okay, this is going to be $1 trillion business. How do we get there, and what should happen for it to become $1 trillion business? And he worked it back. Phenomenal section in the book, that even if it's just for that, to read it. But then there's another section called Psychology of Human Misjudgments, and you cannot put a price on that. So that's why I put this book first, because I've read it twice already. I would like to read it 3-4 times, and I still find some new things in it. So Poor Charlie's Almanac is a must. Number 2, the basics of investing is no stranger to the investing world, is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This by Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't read it before, it's a quick read, easy read. It's written for teenagers mostly because easy, understandable. And what a smart guy. What I got from this book is mostly its balance sheet, how to understand liabilities and assets. A lot of people think that buying a car is an asset. There's nothing wrong with buying a car. It's just, do not confuse the fact that buying a car, riding it, thinking that you invested in a car and you feel richer. Yeah, in this book you will understand what I'm talking about, but it's a fantastic book, and it's quite an old book because it stood the test of time. Rich Dad Poor Dad, if you don't know anything about that. Third book is Invested by Daniel Town. and edited and helped write the investing side of it is Phil Town, her father. Now this is about a girl that's on an investing journey, and her father is teaching her as you go. It's basically written for a 1 year study. Uh, so it's good to read this book step by step, because it's going to take you through each section. The reason why I like this book so much is because it has let me just put it has it's for new investors and experienced investors, because the new investors is easy digestible book, and you will she makes it really easy to understand how investment works and where to start, and also a bit on the emotional side. But what Phil Town adds to this book, that makes it a 9 out of 10, almost a 10 out of 10 for me, is because he goes in depth on his 4M and the Rule 1 investing style, the Warren Buffett style. And the 4Ms, I did a video, you can check it up here, I'll put it up here, a video on the 4Ms of investing. And if you don't know anything about that, but it goes into detail, and the checklist, so he has a nice checklist in there that you can also use on your investing journey. And he uses 3 methods to calculate the margin of safety price, or the price that you can buy share on the stock market, or how to evaluate a company or even a real estate property in this book. And I have the book right here. I like to have the physical book with me, because I can always go back and study some of the techniques and some of the evaluation methods in here. But I must say, this book you cannot find on the internet for free. I do recommend that if you would want to download some books, like Charlie Munger's book, I downloaded on the internet. Rich Dad Poor Dad, I downloaded it. The DHANDHO Investor, I downloaded it. What you want to do is you can go to pdfdrive.com. You just put the book's name there. You download it in PDF form, but then you have to convert it. Like there are many conversion programs out there, and you can put it on your Kindle. Now, I love my Kindle because I'm currently in China. I've traveled to 40 countries around the world already, and so I don't need a physical copy book with me. So a Kindle is definitely a must to get when you want to take a lot of books in your hand. Let's just go back to this. So that was the book number 3. They also have a podcast called Invested, and you can listen to it while you run, while you exercise, while you drive, even when you are cooking. Many places, you understand what I mean. But their podcast is a must. If you have any questions, they do answer it on this show. So that was number 3. Book number 4 is The DHANDHO Investor by Monish Babrai. I spoiled this one a little bit already because I showed you, but the DHANDHO Investor is Monish Babrai is a value investor, same style as Warren Buffett. If you don't know Monish Babrai, I highly recommend check him out on Twitter, online. Watch some of his talks that he's done on YouTube. You will learn a lot about investing and just on him in general. What a lovely guy. Focus on buying an existing business in this book. A little story about me. In late 2017, early 2018, I decided to invest in a solar company through one of my friends. It didn't work out because I didn't buy an existing business. It wasn't an existing. It was operating, but they haven't had any income yet, and it was almost dying. And I didn't know much about investing at that time, so I lost $25,000. But I learned a valuable lesson, so that's why I also make this video, so you can read some of these books. And I thought to myself, why didn't I read this book before? So hopefully you learn from other people's mistake, and me too as well. That's why I say, if you know a book, please put it down below. I will check it out, and hopefully I'll read it in the future. Another thing out of this book, a short clip, is bet heavily when the odds are in your favor. Now, you can lose, you can win, but if the odds are in your favor, go all in, almost all in. He has a famous saying that if you take a coin, if you make an investment, you take a coin. If you go on heads, you win. Tails, you don't lose much. And that's what you want to do in a business. So if the odds are more in your favor, then Flip the coin more times and put more on the bet when you flip the coin. Number 3 is buy distressed businesses in distressed industries. In the book, he talks about the Patel family in the States that started a hotel industry, hotel company business, and how they did it was in the 70s, 80s when gas was super high in the States. Traveling got restricted almost, and gas prices went up, and the real estate prices came down because they thought, hotel prices, and they thought nobody's gonna go to hotels again, and they got a good price for this hotel, and they thought, okay, they can sell it again in the future of what they bought it for, or the upside was just tremendous, and the upside was well. So heads, don't lose much; tails, I win. That's a good way to. Warren Buffett says, "Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy." This is exactly what this quote says it all. So something out of this book, why you want to read it. The 5th and final book is called "The Richest Man in Babylon" by George Clason. I love this book so much that I've had a lot more copies. Here in China it's pretty cheap to get these copies, but I have 2 at the moment. I always just got this one back yesterday from a friend. I always give it to somebody if I think that they will get some value out of this book. So yeah, this George Clason, what I find in this book is pay yourself first with 10% or more. Meaning, when you get your salary, what you want to do is you want to pay yourself first, put it in a savings account before you even pay debt, before you buy anything for yourself or anything for your house. If you can do that, that is a great way to set yourself up for success. But it's not enough, right? So when you get that 10% into your bank account, now number 2 is find for it profitable employment. Don't think rich quick. So now you need to take that 10% and you need to invest it into something that can make you more money. In the book, he talks about your 10% are your kids. So you take your children and let your children make more children. Investment accumulate more. And then the third one is invest in businesses and purposes you are familiar with. Back to the story with the solar. I invested in a company. I didn't know much about solar, and it wasn't an existing business. So I learned from my mistake, but hopefully you won't. You will learn from other people's mistake. Money is plentiful for those who understand the simple laws which governs its acquisition. This book will help you a lot just with accumulating wealth in your life. I should have put this one first. They should all be first. I love these books. Again, if you find value in this video, please go ahead, like this video, subscribe for future videos like this, and please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these books, if you know some more books. But now up to the bonus books that I promised you. And these 2 bonus books, one is Rule 1 Investing. I know I talked about Invest It from Daniel Town, but he went into detail there, but with Rule 1 is only talking about investing. It's not the story of him and his daughter. It's just about the investment. And this was the first book I got about understanding value investing, where he talks about the market is a voting machine in the short run, but it's a weighing machine in the long run. So eventually things will play out, and in that fluctuations, that's when you want to buy and when you want to sell. Anyways, let me not go into detail, but this is a highly recommended book. He also wrote Payback Time. Full Town is a must to follow. And then the last one is Peter Schiff. This is not an investing book per se, but it is a book about economy and how the whole monetary system function. So what he does with how an economy grows and crashes. I also got this one on PdfDrive. Just an idea of what this book is about. He takes an island, and there are 3 guys on the island, and they catch fish with their hand. And then one guy decides to take a net to then catch 2 fish a day, so he can put one aside and then maybe take his time to invest in something else, like maybe make some clothes with banana leaves, or to just free up some more time for himself. And then that way he created capital in the island, and then it started growing, and how it then grew to become a profitable economy, and then how government takes over and how they make not so good decisions and how it crashes. So it's a wonderful story format book and must read for anybody that wants to understand how an economy works. So there you go. Those were the 5, 6, 7, 8 books that I recommended. Let me know what books you like. And by the way, again, my name is Stefan. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.